How's it going, everybody? It's me, Shane. I'm here to give you another Mushoku Tensei Jobless Reincarnation episode review. Today's episode of Season 2 is episode 12, technically the 13th episode, and it is our break. That's right. We're taking a break before we get to part 2. Before I go any further, hit that like button, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to be notified of more videos such as this one. What a wild ride it's been. It's been heartbreaks, heart shakes, lots of dragon killing, and so much fun in between. And also a little bit of frustration. I remember I was so frustrated about, Rudy not realizing that it was Sylphie, but even if you take that out, I was annoyed that she just didn't say anything. And I love, guys, I say this all the time. I love it when a show addresses my concerns and I don't even have to just. It's like you already knew what the concern would be and you already wrote it in there. And I love it. So we do continue from last week. And it's about time for them to do the do. First of all, Rudy does not want to have any more regrets ever again. So he's going to tell her how he feels. And I think this is him thinking back to the whole Sarah debacle, right? Instead of just being honest about what was going on there and how all things went to shit from there. Because, man, it's crazy. It's crazy to imagine that he could have shown up with Sarah and this wouldn't be. It's kind of interesting how certain things have laid down for the foundation, especially if you know, what's going to become of his household, right? This is some fairly interesting stuff. But he tells her that he loves her too. She cries a little bit. They kiss. It's time to do it, play that slow saxophone. But of course, what his tent was being pitched, but it went down still. And, he profusely apologizes. He does the whole bowing down. And she's like, hey, don't be normal. And he's like, I'm sorry, I can't be normal. No, I mean, like, don't be formal, right? It's okay. I love you. And he tells her the whole thing. He's been like that for 3 years now. 3 years he's had this issue. He even believes and knows it's psychological. And it is psychological. It is super psychological. Meeting her was, being with her was the first step. But knowing that she's going to return is the second step. Now, I was trying to figure out how to talk about this episode. So I'm just going to talk. I do have notes. Funny enough, I actually have 3 pages worth of notes. But it's so cute, guys, when they're going into the day and there's the sun and they're holding each other and they're coupling things. And she does get him riled up. Like her smile does it for him. He even stands behind her, like sniffing her and doing all cute things. She's like, Rudy, and it's adorable. And he even tells her, I want to see you later. And you will definitely see her later. Yeah, you will, Rudy. So when Sophie gets back and talks to Ariel, this scene, the scene with the princess and Luke, are very fascinating to me. And the beginning is fascinating. This one is fascinating because she kind of teases Rudy, to Sylphie about, oh man, and I thought he was this kind of guy. I guess he doesn't live up to the reputation. And Luke is just, I love the fact that every man that finds out what Rudy's going through, they got his back 100%, 110%. Because Luke's like, no, 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 no. This is something really serious with the guy. He's like, it makes sense on why he is the way he is now, why he seems to kind of shrink back from things, and he's not proud, and he's not displaying the type of behavior that Luke knows he has, especially given that they're also cousins, and especially given that he knows a Greyrat from a Greyrat, and he's like, this is serious. I'm gonna help you. And Sophie's just like, you gonna help me? You gonna help us? Yeah, I'm gonna help you. We got this. Or I got this. Luke, I also like to point out that Luke is one of my nicknames, so good to see a good Luke. We got this Luke, we got Luke Greyrat, we also have Luke Skywalker. We're not counting the green milk drinking Luke, but let's go beyond that, right? And when he runs off, little funny thing we see Zenoba trying to do incantationless magic. The Beast Girls are kind of, they're not really cheering him on. egging him on, like, hey, why don't you make meat or something if you're gonna make something? And Julia, so adorable. She's like, you got it, master. She's adorable. Though that theory that Rudy has, that if you practice incantationalist magic super young, when you grow up, you can easily do it. It's true. Sylphie even tells him, I think it was in the cave, because they catch up. I love the fact that thank you for everything, for the catch up. Tells her, she tells him about fighting Paul, right? Because once he was suddenly taken, she's like, I even attacked Paul, but I worked hard every day just so I could be strong. And then the mass teleportation thing happened. Lilia taught her etiquette. Yeah. Lilia also gave Rudy the necklace that she had bought for Rudy for his birthday when he was supposed to come back, but of course he didn't because of the mass teleportation incident. And Bob's your uncle. Here she is right now, right? When Luke comes back, he has this familiar item that, if you paid attention back in the first season, back when they were in Roa, it's a Fitoa aphrodisiac. Now, because of the mass teleportation incident, the secrets on how to make it have been kind of lost. So these things are expensive now. They're like worth 100 gold. And he was going to sell it, just in case they ran out of money. But he gives it to Sylphie. So, he's like, this will cure it. By the by, your first time probably not going to be very gentle and magical. So if you can't keep up, you need to drink this because it will make a man go out of control. Meanwhile, he's doing that. The princess is teaching her some seductive techniques. And it's funny because Luke straight up says, here's the thing. Sylphie lacks things that women have for feminine wiles. And so she's like, oh, he's like, it's Greyrat's fault for buxom women, and she don't have it. I was not attracted to her when I first met. It was the reactions and all that is hilarious. So it must mean Rudy must really like her, and it's not about her looks. It's about that love in his heart. Granted, knowing who her grandmother is, it is kind of funny how genetics work in this world, but we're not even going to go there. I'm not going to tell you who her grandmother is. If you know, you already know. But let's talk more about this. She has the aphrodisiac. She goes to him same day later that night. Rudy's even surprised that she shows up. Got the aphrodisiac. Has new underwear. She got with the princess. She's prepared. Got food and wine. It's all ready to go. It's kind of funny that the princess initially thought that the plan failed. Very interesting. But now she's in there. Flat out, she goes, oh yeah, by the way, this is medicine that should help. She's like, well, it's not really lying. It's aphrodisiac, but that is medicine, right? And Rudy recognized it. He recognized it as something that he saw in Roa when he mentions this the next day. And I wish I had the power of editing, because there is a NVC 3 and VC 2 clip from a local battle. And you're probably saying, what does video games have to do with this? It's a song they made about somebody getting screwed. Not, I'm using a different word there. Very funny. I wish I could splice that in there, because he drinks some, she drinks some. He's able to dilute wine because he takes more of her wine. It's such a gentleman. And yeah, she getting hot and heavy. He getting hot and heavy. It gets to a point where he just grabs her. She's like, you can't control yourself anymore, or yeah, you can't hold it anymore. He's like, mm-mm. And the word that she says, hold on, I'm gonna tell you what she said that made me go crazy. I didn't even write this in my notes. Hold on. He says he can't resist, right? And she says, then please dig in. Boy, she a freak. She a freak. Perfect for Rudy. Obviously, they do the thing. There's probably some version of this drawn somewhere, or, those kind of artists are probably doing the thing. But he wakes up the next morning, the school, the kids are bustling and stuff like that, and she's gone. And this is the source of the psychological thing. He is so, because of Eris, he is so ready for women to just be gone and don't stick by him. Even the ones who he has poured his heart to. And he even tries to come up with a thing to soothe himself, saying she probably had guard duty. No, man, she comes back. And she's like, oh, you're awake. I have to go and thank the princess and thank Luke. And because, they really helped me out here, and they helped me with all this and give me a push forward. And it's so hilarious to me that, not hilarious, but so great to me that we the ending is not the ending song. We do get a nice little song that plays in there. And he just instantly hugs her and he's crying. He says her name over and over again. She's like, what's wrong? And she's like, there, I'm here. And it's great. He thanks her for curing him. And he gets a grope of her boobie. Gropes that boobie. And she's like, Rudy. And he's like, yep, I'm fixed. I'm cured. Episode's not over because he goes, kneels to the princess because he knows proper etiquette. Thanks them for the help that they give Sylphiette and himself. And he says he wants to offer any help that he can. And Luke reiterates, well, I thought you didn't want to get between a Ashuran political battle. And he's like, I don't. But if the woman that I love is involved, I'm going to get involved. And Sophie's just like, ooh, Rudy. And the princess basically pushes things even more, right? And she's like, well, do you plan on being away from her? What are you gonna do? How are you gonna keep her with you? He's like, well, I'm gonna marry her, obviously. And Sylphie's like, and Luke is like, no one saw this coming. The princess is very, very sneaky. She's very, very good at this. And she's like, yeah, Sylphiette, Greyrat, that sounds really good. Luke gives her a push forward. They both say, be good to me. I'll be good. Be good to me. They're gonna do it. They're gonna be married and they're gonna be a thing. It's I don't even know what to say. Oh, the princess also says, yeah, since you get married, dress like you can dress more feminine now. Don't even worry about it. And takes those glasses off of her face. It is so nice to see her red eyes again. I've been so used to the blue blockers. How the hell do they have sunglasses in this world anyway? This world that is very much a mirror of like fantasy. Did they have sunglasses in fantasy? If you guys know of any fantasy animes that have someone with sunglasses, let me know. I've never. It's new for me. I digress. That's it. They're together. And that little ending screen where they draw Rudy wearing lederhosen. It looks like this Sylphie, but maybe it's supposed to be younger Sylphie. But yeah, that's it. I guess because this was the last episode, I had to do it part by part because this was fun, and this may seem like a shorter review now that I think about it. But I'm gonna be honest with you, you should watch this if you haven't seen this already. If you haven't watched and you're here with me, thank you. I appreciate you trusting me to tell you what's actually going on. People should know. Like this is gonna be like a Tenchi situation. I'm kind of surprised that it's not more of a Tenchi situation because I can see Rudy having the Beast Girls and having Sarah. Well, Sarah's gone now, but it's interesting. Rudy's kind of building this little empire. Oh, important thing that I forgot. So the princess says, "Yeah, I'm gonna use your name, like as like for power, because people know Rudeus Greyrat. They know Rudeus the Quagmire." And she says, please feel free to use mine as well. So this is like a cool political thing. It's like, you can use this name, I can use your name. And on top of that, he's actually physically capable of protecting everybody as well. He is, he's Mr. Kill Red Dragons. Pretty interesting. I'm looking forward to what's going to happen in the part 2 of season 2. Obviously, I mean, we have to get another episode 0, right? We have to get another special episode between this and episode 13 of part 2, which probably won't be out until, maybe fall of next year. They made us wait a little bit for this one, and I'm okay with it. The show does not need to speed up. It needs to take its time. Besides, I have a backlog of things that I actually need to finish covering myself. But I enjoyed this. So this episode gets a 5 out of 5. Like, legitimately. You covered the whole, yeah, I'm sorry. You know, when you said nice to meet you, I was taken aback. I should have said something. Yeah, you should have said something, but you know what? I'm sorry. I love that. I love that he acknowledges that he's being dumb. She acknowledges that she didn't have courage. There's no lies here. There's being open. That is one of the things that annoyed me. And you can thank CW shows like Arrow for me being annoyed by people not telling the truth. Because when being honest is what will stop everything from breaking down. To me, if you know this and you've seen this, don't fall into old habits. And I'm so glad Rudy's going, I'm not going to have regrets anymore. Let's do it. And that's how we should all live our lives. Live your life in a way that you have no regrets. I have some, I can, I like seeing characters don't make the same mistake twice, especially when I can see myself in some of the mistakes that they have made. Good on Rudy, good on Sylphie. 5 out of 5. What did you think of part 1 of season 2? Did you enjoy it? Did you enjoy this episode? It's really good. Their whole, all the emotional parts made me tear up, and then the adult parts kind of just made me chuckle a little bit because I was having some fun with it. Pardon me, but please let me know what you think in the comment section below. Don't forget, hit that like button, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you can be notified when we get part 2. As a matter of fact, there's going to be some other stuff in my little annotations towards the end here. The video directly at the bottom shows you some of the other stuff that I do here. So please feel free to browse. It's so much fun. I even have, there should be a Mushoku Tensei. I believe I have a playlist up. I believe I've compiled season 1 into a playlist. I don't know if I'm gonna actually split up season 1s and season 2s, but the playlist is on the page. Feel free to look that up as well. Please be good, be blessed. Wash those hands, drink you some water, get you some good sleep. All right, take care of yourselves. Stay safe out there. Either way it goes, be good to yourselves and be good to others. Don't be a jerk. All right. Remember, there are people out there that care about you and that love you. Right? Don't be like Rudy, who thinks he's an island. There's no person is an island. All right. You have folks that care about you, who you can depend on. Reach out to someone. There's someone who would rather talk to you today than to miss you and mourn you tomorrow. So do it. Just do it. All right. If you need someone to talk to, feel free to talk to me. My social media is in the description right there at the bottom. Follow me. Send me a message. We can talk about anything. Just don't be a jerk and everything will be all right. So until next time, I can't wait. I guess with this ending, maybe Spy Family will come back sooner, right? I'm noticing what's shifting in and shifting out. So I can't wait to see you guys next time. I'll see you.